big spoiler here: Obi-Wan Kenobi survives. Just in case you didn't know. But um, there are some twists and turns along the way where you actually think, well, how is he gonna get out of this? And I do really like some moments. Specifically, there's a moment on one of these planets where Obi-Wan faces off against Vader, and he is really out of practice, and it shows. And Vader is just kind of toying with him, kind of just seeing where he's at and realizing that he is really out of practice. And there's a sequence where he gathers all this combustible material and is trying to basically drag Obi-Wan through this fire on the ground, and it's a really kind of tug at your heartstrings moment, flashing back to Revenge of the Sith and the battle on Mustafar. There's a scene, I believe it's in the second episode. I could be wrong on this, but it shows. It might have even been the third episode, but I think it's the second, where it shows Vader kind of, getting his suit on, and I liked the scene. I liked how it showed the detail of all the things he has to go through. As a disabled individual myself, life isn't always easy as far as the day-to-day routines. So I know this. And I know for many disabled people it's even more difficult than it is for me. So for Anakin slash Vader to get ready for his day, it's a hell of a process. And I would have actually liked if there just would have been a hard cut, not showing him in full form walking away from the character, away from the camera. Um, just have it, this have it show all the close-ups of all the things being connected and everything else, but don't show him yet. Keep that sort of in in um, in the shadows for now, and that way when you see him and really see him in action, there's more uh, character stress going on. There's more tension going on. But I do like the way Vader toyed with Obi-Wan and his lack of um, practice with the Force and with everything that he was taught from a youngling on. And it really, it, it makes a lot of sense in that aspect. There is a moment later on where Obi-Wan and Leia, I'm jumping around here, so please forgive me, but they're on this planet with these kind of rebels who aren't rebels, but they are rebels. Um, but they're not. And he, Obi-Wan kind of says that he'll hold off Vader for them to get away. And he goes over and he also wants to hold off the people being slaughtered basically by the army outside, which is headed by third sister Reva. And this is where you start to see that her character has more to her than meets the eye. And it's in episode 5. In episode 2, there is sort of a repeat moment from A New Hope where Reva is interrogating Leia, and you kind of get a outburst from Reva at that point as far as her past. But it's an outburst, and it's really not enough to give the character substance or enough to care about her in any way or care about her redemption. It's only by episode 5 that this happens, and that's the problem I have with the length of the series. I think if it was 4 episodes, it would have been more concise, and things could have happened, and they could have been really tied together nicely. But stretching it out to 6 was excessive, and it made you wait too long, I think, for a lot of the payoffs, especially with her character. You obviously are made to care about Leia. You're made to care about Obi-Wan. You're made to care about Vader, for that matter. During the final showdown between Vader and Obi-Wan on some planet, and with lots of rocks, and it's a nice confrontation, and it really has this moment where you see the Anakin under the mask, and there's a line, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but basically, it's, you didn't kill Anakin, I did. And, that's kind of the point where Obi-Wan realizes, well, hell, he's done, this is it. He is fully turned, and no longer my responsibility necessarily. So, and third sister Reva at the end, she goes through her redemption, bringing back Luke to the homestead of Owen and Beru Lars, and yeah, she that she chases him with the intention of killing him only to bring him back because she realizes that's what happened to her as a child on Coruscant, and she doesn't want to repeat those mistakes. And it's the whole learning from your past and doing what's right lesson. And I get that. It just bothers me because it's written so poorly. Her character's written so poorly. And it takes too long to develop her as a character. And of course, the reveal that in episode 5, that Grand Inquisitor isn't really dead, but his will to live was so strong that he survived death, which I understand that being a thing, but we keep seeing this reviving of characters in the Star Wars universe. And my big question is, well, what about Qui-Gon, you know? He kind of got the same treatment as main Inquisitor or even Reva at one point, or Darth Maul for that matter, was cut in half, and he came back. Surely Qui-Gon, Liam Neeson wants to live, man, and Qui-Gon Jinn, he never really got the badass treatment that we deserve from that character. Um, but he shows up at the end to congratulate Obi-Wan for finding his way, and um, now he's ready to be trained again, or continue his training here. Something to that effect. It leaves it open-ended for a season 2, but it doesn't at the same time. Do we need a season 2? Hell no. Season 1 is all you need. In fact, you need less than season 1. You need 4 episodes that are just really compact, not 6. Nevertheless, it was a pleasure being able to bring this review to you. I skipped over a lot. I told things I probably shouldn't have told. But you get the idea. Another one other plot point I want to mention. This is one thing I absolutely loved in the series, and that's the Inquisitor headquarters, which apparently is so menacing it does not need to be protected. Yeah, and they have these like corpses in stasis of Jedi, and it's really cool to see that at like the moments of their death, they're just kind of like in these containers along the walls, and it's really kind of eerie. And I thought that was really a nice touch to give this show a really dark tone, which it really did. Is Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series, worth watching? Well, if you're watching this video and you've already watched it, you've made up your own mind. In my opinion, yes, it was worth watching. Is it worth rewatching? Yes, I would rewatch it. I may even, if it is available on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, some kind of home media format, I will eventually add to my collection, because as you can see from the wall behind me, I'm very much about physical media. And although streaming is convenient and it's all the rage, um, there's a lot of things that aren't necessarily available on streaming services of any kind, and things that may never be available to stream. So I like having my collection. This is Rob with Media Awareness. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please stay tuned for more. Feel free to check out the main YouTube page, message me on Facebook if you're inclined to do so. Say hello, give me suggestions, check out my Patreon page, consider becoming a member, check out the Amazon list if you want me to review anything on there, or include a message to me on Facebook if you want me to review anything specifically. No matter what it is, I will review it. If it's feasibly doable, I will do so. Have a great night, and take care. Bye.